it is a very right time what I thought to the CA students, as it is only specifically meant for the group 2 of IPCC and CA inter candidates who are writing examinations and in another 1 week. So many students are keep on calling and no, they're expressing their views. Sir, how to secure more marks, and I am failed in auditing exam, and what are the strategies to pass the auditing exam? So I thought this is the right time to take up the session. So we are going to handle the session in 3 different slots. So maybe before move on to the session, so I request every one of you to follow the few instructions. So let me to follow the few instructions which I wanted to tell to all the participants to understand the session in a proper way. So kindly ensure you have proper internet connectivity from your end, so that you cannot miss any point whatever I am discussing in the session. So students who are joined using mobile phones, kindly use earphones for sound clarity. Today's session planned in 3 slots, 40 minutes each. Definitely you are going to get a benefit out of it. The question and answer session will be held at the end of the session. Definitely I am going to answer to all the questions which have been asked by the students. So preparation materials will be shared with the participants. So instead of keep on asking from your end, definitely I'm going to share whatever I'm going to discuss in the class. Students can write running note of important or key points to have a focus on the session. So instead of no, you please focus on 2 hours. Definitely I'm going to make the session in a practical way, and which may be useful for your exams as well as the CA final auditing paper. So select speaker view if you are listening the class. No, instead of no keeping all the modes and all, you have a speaker view or a side by side speaker view in your Zoom app. After login, while listening the class, you can select that mode for a better quality of the class. Next, now let us start with the session. So these are fundamental things what we need to understand today. So as I am not taking auditing class today, please understand, you are already prepared well for your exams. Only problem is how to attend the examination in a beautiful way. Please understand one thing, friends. If you impress the paper evaluator with your paper, definitely the evaluator is going to impress you with your mark sheet. There's no doubt on it. If you depress the evaluator, you will get depression when your results have been declared. So I hope you have a crystal clear on this point. So focus on only on revision and exams now. There is no concept of preparation now. I think everybody is doing revision, and I am going to tell how you can do your revision and what topics you have to give the top priority, and order of preparation I will give at in my session in today's discussion. So whatever the efforts you are keeping, and all the efforts whatever you have done so far, maybe you tell I prepared for 6 months, I prepared for 3 months, I prepared whole day 24 hours. It is not a matter at all. Please understand, you are going to present your answers in 3 hours. You are going to prove yourself in 3 hours. The 3 hours is very, very important. That is the essence of taking session today. So what I should write in examination, I'll also take one answers paper, which is a certified copy of ICA, to give a clarity how the scoring will be given to you. You already know about the subject. You already know this is the fundamental point. You already know about the subject. Only thing is how we are going to present and what tips I have to follow. How to get through the examination is very, very important. I have seen many students, and those who have done articles with me also have faced a problem. They have not qualified in auditing a paper. So already articles have been completed, auditing have not completed. So the problem they are telling us, we are not going to score more marks. Friends, I will tell one thing. The auditing paper is a very, very important paper for your career, not for your exams, for your life as well. So whatever I'm going to tell in today, you can use it for CA final as well. So as the opportunity comes, I'll come again for the CA final auditing paper as well whenever the opportunity comes. Then we'll take up one session on that and we can discuss about CA final also. Now you already got 30 to 35 marks. You do preparation or don't, you are not prepared for examination, go to the examination with confidence. You already secured 30 to 35 marks. Only problem is how to cross 40, or you are already done with the 40, 45, how to cross 50 plus, how to cross 60 plus is our today target. So believe yourself, you can do miracles in the examination. Don't degrade yourself, don't disappoint yourself. So you are the person, only you can change your career, you can change your thought process, you can change your mindset. So with these fundamentals, we can move on to the session. We will take up the first session, a very, very important and core discussion. So, you know, as I told you, you don't need to write down anything. So definitely I'm going to share all the materials with you. Yeah, I think my screen is visible to every participant. Can anyone please confirm my voice and screen is visible? Once again, welcome to all participants. Welcome to the session. So already 50 to 60 participants have been joined in the session. So let us move on to the session today. As far as CA students are concerned, so I am also a person who have not taken coaching for my auditing paper. But no, I got all 60 plus in CA Inter or CA IPCC, whatever I studied. And I got 60 plus in CA final auditing also. I have not taken the coaching. I am a self-study student. That might be the reason I become a faculty today. That is what every successful person has a painful story. If we cannot say, yeah, just like that he has followed CA. Every painful story has a successful ending. Accept the pain and get ready for success. So CA course will give a beautiful life for you. Now let us, without wasting much time, let us move on to the session. So today learning objectives, we are going to discuss something about standards auditing presentation examination and CARO 2016. I'll go very slow. I'll go very in a clear way. You please just focus on the session. You just listen to whatever I said. Then you can decide whether you can take up the points or not to take up the points. Now regarding standards auditing, please understand one thing, friends. I can understand there is a students who attended auditing class and finished auditing class in 5 days. I can understand there are the students who have not taken coaching for auditing, those who are appearing in the today's session. I can understand there are the students who have taken the coaching, they forget the subject. And I can understand there are the students who are never thought of standards auditing, they are very negligent about the standards. Please understand, friends, the auditing subject, whatever you are preparing for examination, are derived from the standards. There is no auditing subject, first of all. We have only auditing standards. From the auditing standards, the subject have been developed. Then we have you whatever the you are having chapters, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, as per I say board material. The subjects have been derived from the standards. That means the first important you should give it to only to the standards, not to the preparation of the subject. My humble request to everyone: please prepare the standards first. Not now. It is not a time of preparation even for the CA final. Standards first, then chapters next. This is a strategy you should follow when you're preparing for auditing exam. Now this is the examination time. I will tell how you can crack the exams by quoting the standards in examination. Now, and also we are going to discuss something about CARO 2016. As I also told, we are going to discuss about something called amendments for examination. Now, please, fundamental things, please understand, friends. So let us go to the overview of the auditing standards, what they are going to ask in examination. Very important. Minimum 5 to 6 direct questions may be given in examination, not maybe, should be given in examination. They shall give an examination. Please understand. I'm going to show the proof. I'm going to take the previous year exam question papers. I'm going to show how they are going to give in the examination, how you can understand that question, and how you can answer to the question as well. Sorry. Thank you, Krubakaran. I think my screen is not visible to participants.
Yes,
I think
yes.
now. I think now it is visible. Thank you, Kiru. Thank you. Now we are going into the standards auditing presentation. If anybody know when my screen is not visible, when my voice is not audible, you can please throw a message in the chat box so that I can understand. So I'm not focusing on the messages. I'm just focusing on the session. That's why I could not able to see. Thank you, Kiru. Now standards auditing in examination plays a vital role, and the presentation examination will be the best strategy. So whatever you prepared is not a matter, whatever present is a matter. And I'll also tell how we can present in the examination. Now going to the overview of the standards, minimum 5 to 6 direct questions may be given in examination. So straight questions on standards auditing to test your conceptual knowledge of the subject. As I told, the auditing subject have been derived from the standards. So direct questions will be given in the examination. I think the 70% of the marks is the descriptive type and some case but correct or incorrect questions. The 30% of the questions, whatever you have in MCQs, the question papers are not available with us, but I can sure maybe 7 to 10 marks. I guess I'm not very clear about that. Maybe you are writing examination, you may be knowing about that. Maybe 7 to 10 questions, 7 marks may be covered out of 30 marks in the MCQs as well. So on or around, it may be covering some 40 marks in the examination. I will show the previous examination question papers, how the marks have been given regarding the standards auditing. Giving reference to the standards auditing in your answers may give positive opinion to the paper evaluators. I have confirmed my friends who is doing paper evaluation. where no, the students are quoting the standards. Whenever you quote the standards in examination, it will give a positive image on you. Kindly note that indirectly your answer sheets are speaking with in evaluator about your performance and knowledge. So when I'm speaking in the Zoom and you are listening to me, if somebody talks with me, I can listen you. But in the examination, you are not speaking. Please understand. If a non-normal person like you and me is doing paper evaluation, then your paper is speaking with the paper evaluator. Then please understand what is the way you are going to communicate your answers with the paper evaluator, and please impress the paper evaluator with your presentation. Presentation matters a lot in CA examinations, not only in auditing paper, in every paper. Whenever essays you rate, please understand. Now will be useful for CA examinations and career as well. Now there are n number of students who are ignoring this paper evaluation pattern. There are n number of students who are ignoring the standards in auditing as well. Maybe they feel that, they think that auditing standards, no, I can prepare in the CA final. Then if they come to CA final, no, I can practice, no, I can learn all these things. No, please understand. The purpose it is given in the CA Inter or CA IPCC is to understand the conceptual understanding of the topics. So prepare in the CA Inter itself. So I am not asking you to prepare all the standards, at least few standards you can prepare. Now this is the weightage given in the last 4 attempts. Question may be come from the participants, why you are taking only 4 attempts, why not 10 attempts? Now from May 2019 onwards, the MCQ questions have been introduced in examination. Now 70 marks only descriptive answers and 30 marks goes to the MCQs. Now I say attempt we have taken and standards in auditing weightage you have taken. May 2019 examination, the standards in auditing questions has given to the examination 25 to 28 marks. Straight questions. In November 2019, again 40 marks. They increased the weightage to the standards. Because as I told you, standards is the core subject in auditing. Then it comes to the basics. It comes to the concepts in auditing. Then May 2020, unfortunately, no exams due to COVID. In November 2020, again 35 to 37 marks have been given weightage in the examination. Again, last attempt. Now May 2021, I think we can call it as some opt-out option. It is not May 2021, Jan 2021. Jan 2021, 38 to 42 marks has been given in the examination. So recent examination, which is student have written due to opt-out. So again, 38 to 42 marks. I'm talking about both CA Inter and CA IPCC. So this is the weightage given. We are going to see how the weightage have been arrived in examination. I'm going to show the straight questions in examination as well. Straight question examination as well. Now moving on to the auditing standards. Now please understand, these are the standards for auditing which have been applicable for your examination. Now I suggest this is not time for you to prepare. This is not the time for you to prepare. This is the time for you to present your paper in a beautiful manner. Preparation is already over. Preparation is already over. It is a time for revision and presentation. Revision and presentation. These are the standards in auditing which is very useful for the CA students. What I suggest. So there are hardly 36 to 37 standards. Spend your 5 minutes of time every day. 5 minutes is sufficient. Just to go through with the standards for next 7 days. Spend 5 minutes. You can revise very quickly. I also give the how you can revise in very quick way. I also tell how to identify the standards in examination. When they ask some keyword, how you can quote the standard also I will tell in today's session. But my humble request, please spend 5 to 10 minutes of your valuable time. And this is a very, very valuable time. Even now, 1 minute I cannot see WhatsApp. 1 minute I cannot see the Insta or something else, whatever you're using the social apps, which will deviate. And again, coming back to your preparation will take a lot of time. Now, this is the core time, this is the valuable time which will not come out. And whatever time you are going to spend on social media, please spend on standards auditing. I'll make you to pass the exam. I'll ensure that you are going to get 60 plus in examination. Now, this is the list of standards I'll share with you. So you are not preparing, you are just remembering these standards and going to the examination. Now, these are the list of standards again. So there are many standards which have been revised. Don't think about the concept inside the standard. Whatever studied. Now it is only time for us to remember, and it is a time for us to prepare. Now let us go to this. Now this is the time for us to remember the standards. So now question may come from the participants. Sir, how should I remember? Now, when question comes from SA 700 or question comes from SA 540 or a question comes from SA 520, now what are the keywords to remember for an examination? Now, maybe you can remember these in examination with some keywords, so which I'm going to share with you now. These are the some techniques what you can follow in examination. Whenever you can see a phrase in question like object of audit, objective of auditing, you can definitely quote SA 200. How to quote the standard? Again, there is a ambiguity in the participants. I'm going to tell how you can write in your examination. I'm going to take up your examination answer sheet now. I'm going to tell how you can present this answer also. Then you can tell how you can remember the standards. Now, when there is something called engagement letter, quote standard number 210. Then our question comes from, there is something called quality control in our question, quote 220. When question says talking about audit documentation, question talking about fraud, definitely as Naresh has told, there are some questions which will definite for examination. One question I am sure about this, the examination is going to cover one question from the fraud concept. One question from the fraud concept. So as the class progress, I will tell the important topics, or not at one go. In between, I will tell so that everybody can focus on this session. One question will come from fraud because there is a logic. There is amendment in the CARO 2016 and 2020. 20 is not applicable for examination. 2016 is applicable for examination. Still, the fraud concept will be always tested in the examination to understand your levels. Now, coming into next standard, you can remember the laws and regulation. Whenever question says about compliance with law, rules, and regulations, you can quote standard number 250. My humble request, if you are not remember about the title, now these are the titles. When you're quoting the standard, you should write as it is. So when my name is Suresh Kumar, you cannot say the Suresh Mehta. I am not a Suresh Mehta, I am a Suresh Kumar. You remember Suresh and forget about the Kumar. No, that is not the way to write in examination. When you are writing the standard, stand with a full standard. Now these are the keywords which I can remember for examination. Whenever the question says about internal controls, quote standard number 265. When question says about those charged with the governance, yes, definitely you can quote 260. I'll show how you can quote in examination also. When question says about joint auditors, and there are some questions there itself, they'll give the number. SA 299, SA 260, SA 530, they'll give direct standards, but they will not give the title. When you're writing the answer for such standards, merely quoting a standard will not give the mark. Because standard number is already covered in the question paper. Then the ICA may be expecting you should write something they given about 530, you may be writing called sampling, audit sampling. So when something about material misstatements, 450 standard you can quote. When something about something called about segment reporting, litigations and claimed inventory, we can talk about 501. When there's something about external confirmation, the question, you can quote your answer with by giving reference to 505. So when there is something called analytical procedures, comparisons, we can quote the standard number 520. I said there is something called estimates, assumptions in the question, you can quote definitely the 540. Then related party transactions, subsequent events, all these are very easy to remember. Now my request, now this is the time for you to just every day just go through with these phrases, so that when question comes in examination, it is very easy for you to quote standard references. Now coming into CA Inter particularly, the standards have been excluded. So these standards are not important for your examination. The list has given just this is a revision examination presentation class. These standards you are not required to prepare for your examination. And my suggestion, don't leave this 330 standard. It's very, very important, not only for your examination, for understanding of the concepts as well for the CA Inter students. So these are the list of standards you can go through, which have been excluded from the syllabus for CA Inter students, those who are writing examination in the forthcoming attempt. Next, now move on to the category of standards, how you can remember. This is everybody knows, I think, just for your reference I given here. Next, let us move on to the essay presentation examination. Sir, how should I present standards auditing in examination? Write essay number and keep it in box. So how should I keep it in box? So now let us take let me complete first this, then we can go to the examination question answer sheet. Write the standard number, keep it in box, because you are not allowed to use different color pens or different color highlighters and all. You have only one pen, you can do miracles. When you are giving reference number, please ensure that this is the key point. This is the important standard what I am quoting. You are instructing the paper evaluator. Please give attention to this. Then read my answer. Now give reference to SA only based on the relevance of the question. So as a prepared, no, whatever you know, don't write in examination. Please understand. There is something in the student mindset. No, I prepared well for my auditing. But no, when coming to the examination hall, they'll be a little confused. So how not to confuse also, I will tell as the class progresses. Now in this particular standards auditing presentation, give reference to the standards auditing only based on the relevance of the question. How you can find the relevance of question? Now I already shown. These are the key phrases. When question says about written representation, now it is the time for you to quote standard number 580. When question says about emphasis of matter paragraph, it is the right time for you to quote 706. Please understand. Now coming into write the title only if you are very sure about the complete title. Example, you are writing essay 200. If you remembered exact title, overall objectives of the independent auditor to conduct an audit in accordance with the standards auditing. You should keep that in mind. In, and, was, is should be there in the title. Example, essay 240, if you take the responsibility of the auditor relating to fraud in an audit of financial statements. So as write the title only if you are very sure and you are remembered exactly. Otherwise, mention only essay number and write as follows. As per essay 200, give a double quotation, come down and start your answer. Or else something comes to say essay 250, write essay 250. Don't quote the title because you are not remembered. That's the reason I am telling. Please spend 5 minutes of time so that you can remember about the standards in exact manner. And if possible, this is not right time. I think if possible, please write the standards. This auditing subject is very difficult. This auditing subject very difficult to prepare and write the exam. There is a formula what you should follow: prepare, practice, and write the exam. That is the strategy you can follow for auditing subject, not only for auditing, theory subjects specifically. Because in examination now you may be thinking that I remembered some key phrases. We are going to discuss in next slides. Key phrases, but in the examination you are not quoting the key phrase at all. Where the ICA is given very clear instruction to paper evaluator whether the key phrase have been written by the student or not the mark. Stepwise marks. Some Giri or Sai, you are operating my screen. Mr. Uday, are you there in the session? Uday? Please give me 1 minute of time. Yeah. Please don't operate your annotations. Please disable your annotations. Now, keep the standards auditing in double quote and underline as given below. As the standard number 230 you are writing, keep that in box and write as audit documentation. Please double underline the standard title, whatever writing. Please double underline the standard, so that you can emphasize that yes, I remember the standard. Yes, I know about the standard title. Yes, I know the concept. Next, coming into the latest examination questions, you may be asking no questions. Sorry, you are telling about weightage. What are the questions they are asking in examination? Now let us take last year exam question paper itself. Now direct question they are asking. The auditor is expected to reduce the audit risk to 0 and can therefore obtain absolute assurance. Where you read absolute assurance? We are reading essay 200. That the financial statements are free from material misstatement due to fraud or error. It's a 2 marks question written for given in the examination in the last attempt, Jan 2021 attempt, 2 marks, laddu question, I can say. Just like that, you can give reference to essay 200, 1 mark. Then you can start your answer. 2 marks is yours. So I'll also tell how to score minimum 40 plus in your examination. I'll discuss about that. Now come to question number 2. The objective and scope of internal audit. Where we have read internal audit? Go back. Where you read internal audit? I think number 610. Yes. internal audit. This is the reason I am telling, please remember the key phrases. Now come to your question. Question number 2. The objective and scope of internal audit functions are restricted to activities relating to evaluation internal controls only. Now key phrase is internal audit. What standard you are remembered? Go and read standard number 610. Give the reference to standard. I am not joking. Go and read your suggested answer. Whether the suggested answer given reference to this or not. Definitely they may be given reference. Next, take up question number 3 for C enter syllabus. Communicating key audit matters. Over 705. By reading question itself, the answers are coming. And they already given in accordance with 705. Standard number is given in the examination itself. Now quote the title if you remembered. Don't remember? No compulsion at all. No compulsion at all. Quote as per as 705 and start your answer. Now come to question number 4. I'm talking about same examination. John 2021 CA inter paper I'm taking. I will also take IPCC paper for your benefit. 3 marks question. As an auditors of XYZ Bank Limited, how would you assess the risk of fraud? Over. SA 240 I should quote. I can remember. They already given in line with SA 240. Now quote the title. Now quote the title. If you don't understand about SA 240, you cannot write this question. 3 marks gone. Now quote the title. The auditor responsibilities relating to fraud in an audit of financial statements. The reason, friends, I am again and again reminding you. Please spend your 5 minutes time. 5 minutes is enough. Spend your 5 minutes of your time and please remember the titles as far as possible. Then come to question number 5. In the context of SA 530 audit sampling, direct question to examination. So what I wanted to tell to with this explanation, standards and auditing as a weightage in examination. Weightage in exam, direct questions they're asking. All these are direct questions. Now, question number 6, one more question they asked for 4 marks. The auditor should state that basis for opinion. Over. Phrase, when I'm reading the phrase itself, this is over. SA 700 I should quote. So how can you say that spontaneously when you're reading the question? Spontaneously I'm telling because only because of this. Because of these key phrases. Because of these key phrases. If I don't remember these key phrases, even I can't. No, you and me both are human beings. It's very difficult to remember. No, only when you practice repeatedly, then only you can remember all these things. When you read the question, latest examination questions, now I can say 4 marks question, Laddu question once again, very easy question, I can say. And let us see the overall weightage. 15 marks direct questions. Direct question, 15 marks direct question. Is in your pocket now. Is in your pocket now, that's all. Then come to IPCC. 2 marks question, the level of sampling risks. The moment I am reading the sampling, the over, standard number 530 I am going to quote in the examination. Direct question. Next question number 2. According to SA 315, direct question they are asked in the examination. Then you are going to quote the standard like this. Reference to standard according to SA 315, identify and assess the risk of material misstatements. The question itself, the direct question they asked in examination. Now our challenge is to identify the phrase, give the reference and give the title if possible. That's what I can say. Now question number 3. RR and Associate Chartered Accountants have been appointed as a statutory auditors of PK Limited for 1920. Mention any 4 examples or matters relating to auditors about non-compliance with laws and regulation. Laws and regulation standard number 250. Come and see the phrase. See the phrase. Laws and regulations. Please understand, friends. Now it is a very time for us to go through with the standards. Secure the marks. Definitely, I'm going to see all the participants. There are 45 participants. Definitely, I'm going to see everybody is going to crack these examinations. Easily, you can crack this examination. Please believe me. Follow me. Yes, you can do. I am the person who got the exemption both CA inter and CA final. Now see the next question. Explain the aspects of considering by an auditor when designing and performing substantial analytical procedures. Either alone or they given the standard number 330. You can also give reference to 520. Wherever you read the phrase 520 analytical procedures, yes, you can go and read the standard also. 520 says analytical procedures. Very easy to remember. You can also give that reference. Now coming into this 4 marks question, direct question asked for examination. The next question, in the course of audit of SMP Limited, I am telling how to read the questions also. 31st March 2020, you have been observed and audited that company has provided a sum of 20 lakh rupees in the books of accounts as a gratuity payable to an employee based on certification obtained with accuracy. Give your comments with reference to standards and auditing. Yes, this is something called belong to evidence. They're asking to, so based on the certification obtained from an actuary evaluation. Yes, I am going to talk about evidence. 3 marks question. Next question. Mention the examples of circumstances where the auditor may consider it necessary to include emphasis matter paragraph. Where you read the keyword emphasis matter paragraph? Have you remembered? Emphasis matter paragraph 706. For the standard in examination, friends. Now see 706. 3 marks question in examination. I am taken last year question paper, friends. Latest question paper I have taken. You go and take previous year question papers also. You can see the same questions. Next, last question I wanted to share with you. Now, statutory auditors of UV Limited for the financial year 1920 mention any 3 information that CA Tom should obtain before accepting the audit engagement with a new client as per SA 220. Question itself, direct question 220, quality control standards. Yes, you can give the reference now. Now, when you read in the question, please identify the phrase. Identify the phrase. So you can understand. Now see the weightage. 21 marks direct questions asked in examination other than MCQs. Other than MCQs. Now it is a time for you, friends, to remember and memorize the standards. Now I'll definitely tell you, keep auditing subject as a target subject. Accounts anyway, you're going to get the marks. I know about that. Now the target is auditing paper. You can keep the target as auditing, you can get 60 plus. The way we are preparing for auditing is something different, friends. This is the way we can identify the phrases in the questions. You can identify the phrase, quote the standard number. If you remember, quote the standard title, then start your answer. Now coming into the CARO. Before CARO, let me show something how you can present this in examination. As I told no. So how to give a presentation in examination. So what is your examination paper? So let me share this. Now I think you can see my screen. Now this is your examination paper. This is your examination paper. You are writing like this. Standard reference. Now this is the way you should give in an examination. As per SA 530, please keep it in box. This is your examination paper I have taken. Write down audit sampling, keep it double quotation, double underline this, then start your answer. When the paper evaluator seen this, you will get a very good impression in the examination. This is what your examination paper. So this is where you can follow in the examination. Now let us move on to the area of discussions. Now coming into CARO 2016, same way, friends, ditto. CARO is very important. Maybe one question will come from CARO chapter. It is a forming part of your company audit chapters. One question sure for examination because there is amendment. CARO 2020 not applicable for examination. CARO 2016 applicable for examination. Definitely they're going to ask one question in examination. You can keep eye on this. Maybe on eligibility of CARO. Maybe they're asking about specifically about fixed assets. If you take the last year question paper, they asked about fixed assets. Because it is one of the statutory format. It is one of the central government requirement where a statutory auditor has to give his a report for eligible companies, applicable companies. Now, what is your requirement here? This is the amendment given in 11th February 2021, if you ask for ICA website. So there is announcement given for IPCC and intern final students. CARO 2016 applicable for May examination, not CARO 2020. This announcement is there in the website. I have just copied and pasted here. Now, what is your challenge in the CARO is, please remember again these phrases. I will tell where you can link these phrases in the examination answers. I will tell where you can link these phrases in the examination answers. I'm going to show it practically. Now, my humble request, there are 2016 CARO, 16 clauses are there. And you cannot change this order. You cannot change this class 1, fixed assets, class 2, inventory, class 3, loans given by the company, class 4, loans and investments, 5, in deposits, 6, cost records, 7, statutory dues, 8, repayment of loans, utilization of funds. Whenever you find out these kind of phrases in examination question, please understand you are going to give reference to CARO. So when you find the phrase in the examination, when you find something called related party transactions, you are given reference to standard number 550, right? When you talk about standard something called sampling, you given reference to standard 530, right? Now when I find something called utilization of funds, I can give reference to CARO 2016 clause number 9. Again, very simple, friends. If you invest 10 minutes of time, you can memorize all these standards, all these clauses. 10 minutes is sufficient. You can remember all these things. One question will come for the examination. Definitely, I'm going to talk with all of you after your examinations. When the question exams are done, I'm going to take up the question paper. 1 second, I'm going to do analysis. One question sure from this CARO. Or else somewhere you are going to give reference to CARO. Now coming into standards auditing. So with this, I am winding up this first slot of explanation. So how to remember these phrases. So how you can give reference to the phrases in the examination. What are the latest examination questions they are asking in examination. Weightage for the standards we have discussed. Then how to remember these key phrases we have discussed. And you please spend your 5 to 10 minutes of time and revise the standards, revise the phrases and quote in examination. I also shown the question paper questions, latest question paper questions. And I also shown how you should present these standards auditing in the examination paper also. So with this, I am winding up this first slot, standards auditing, giving references.